James Harrison, hero or villain? A true Pittsburgh Steeler, intimidating and scary. Hey, everybody. So, my next football card video is of James Harrison. Um, I actually have a lot of memories of him, even though he started playing football in the mid 2000s. And right now it's only 2026. So, well, about 20 years ago. So, but I really liked his style of playing. So that's why I kept his rookie football card in my collection. And I like the way he played football, intense. And so, yeah, I have a lot of memories of James Harrison, mid, late 2000s, and then early, mid 2000s. So, pretty much throughout his career. All right, so James Harrison. Where do I start with him? I didn't follow him in college because he went to a smaller school called Kent State, and so I never watched him in college. But he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. I want to say 2005, 2006. He wasn't an immediate starter. He was on special teams and a backup linebacker for the first couple of seasons. But then 2007, then I heard about him. I watched a few Steeler games because of other players, Ben Roethlisberger, Troy Polamalu. So yeah, I watched Steeler games, and then every once in a while, James Harrison would pop up. Um, yeah, so I didn't really hear anything about him until like 2007. Oh, and here's the card. 2008 tops James Harrison, graded a 9. And yeah, I've had this card here since I want to say 2009, 2010, after he just started tearing up the league defensively. I went and got his card for sure. What else can I tell you about him? Uh, 2008 Defensive Player of the Year. Um, it just seemed like he just kind of burst onto the scene, and he just started just wreaking havoc as a defensive player, sacking the quarterback, forced fumbles, and anyways, so it seemed like he just kind of burst on the scene. And then, yeah, like I said, I went and got his rookie card like in 2009 when it was reasonably uh, priced. Okay, what else? Well, the Super Bowl, okay, against the Arizona Cardinals, that famous 100-yard interception. Some would say the greatest play in Super Bowl history. A linebacker dropping back right on the goal line, intercepts Kurt Warner and runs 100 yards. I watched the game, and that was an incredible play. So yeah, so James Harrison's 100-yard pick six. So okay, so some other memories I have of him. He hated Roger Goodell. He was always fighting the NFL league with this and that. I'm not going to get into it. You can watch videos about that. He actually kind of reminds me of Lyle Alzado. So, for example, when I said, James Harrison, hero or villain, lots of people would say he's a hero, like a lot of his teammates. But a lot of other players would say he's a villain because of his unsportsmanlike conduct, his penalties, unnecessary roughness, hits to the head, and all that kind of stuff. So some would actually call him a villain. and a very dirty player. He was, like I said, he was against the league. It seems like he was always fighting the league. And if you see him, he's huge. He's really into like fitness and muscle building and powerlifting. And so all of that kind of reminds me of Lyle Alzado. Lyle, dirty player, some would say. Um, Always fighting the league. Some would call him Lyle Alzado. Someone would call him a hero to some people and a villain to others. Um, Also, really into fitness and bodybuilding. But the difference between Harrison and Alzado, Harrison didn't use steroids. Alzado did. Darth Raider did. So there's some similarities there. Both of them were intense and scary football players. Um, what else? Well, during this time, during James Harris's time, when, if I remember correctly, uh, the league was changing its rules about hitting like the helmet and all that kind of stuff. And James just kept saying, like, that's the way I was taught, and you guys want to change the way, change my way of tackling. So, anyways, yeah, he just kept on fighting the league and making comments about Roger Goodell and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. After the league changed the rules, he was still hitting really hard. So, I don't know. And then the Steelers released him. And then, what else? The Steelers released him, and if I remember correctly, he retired. But then the Cincinnati Bengals offered him a 1-year contract. So he went to the Bengals for a season, and it was just nothing special. Then, if I remember correctly, he leaves football again, and then the Steelers picked him up. They offered him a contract, and he took it. So he played for the Steelers a couple more seasons, broke the Steelers' sack record and all that kind of stuff, broke some more records. And then once again, he retires. And then the Patriots. He went to the Patriots, and I was really happy about that. But I don't really remember the circumstances. I'm not sure if he retired and he came back to the Patriots, or he was released by the Steelers and then the Patriots picked him up. I forgot. But anyways, he was a Patriot for like a season or something, and I loved it. He's an awesome player. What else? And then he retired again after the Patriots lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Then he retired again. And then he's been doing like acting, TV commercials, and he's been doing some acting. But anyways, James Harrison, his workouts, his YouTube workouts are legendary, crazy strong, crazy intense workouts. So yeah, I have a lot of memories of James Harrison between mid 2000s and I would say about late, like 2018, 2019. So awesome player.